Good morning, traders. I had a little hiccup yesterday. If anybody was there, anybody today was there yesterday, the audio didn't work on either of the two streams. The trades are there. We ended up positive about $360, and all the trades are there, of course, and the video quality is fine, but the audio failed. So I have to figure out a way to voice over, but in the meantime, it's 7:12 a.m. Central Standard Time, the 5th of March, 2021, and it is 21:12 here in Southeast Asia. Now, important things to know this morning. First of all, we have was all pretty much risk off most of the night, and now we've just had a pull back up to settlement and a little bit above. So the inventory is basically balanced at this point, and the non-farm payroll and the unemployment numbers are out at in about 17 minutes at the bottom of the hour. So let's take a quick look at everything. The daily here is just, they got a tweezer bottom right at came down through where the level that I had pointed out yesterday and the day before, actually, and they got a tweezer bottom down through here. Big sell-off so far. They've obviously broken structure completely. It's I had estimated that they would pull back to this area, and now I got to start rethinking myself, maybe down here around the 1216, 116 area somewhere, if they continue to sell off. The TPO and the Globa on the regular trading hours is obviously, they traded down here to a poor bottom, and now we're trading back right up just off the POC and above the volume area POC for yesterday's regular trading hours range. We're way below the see if I can scratch. There we go. We're way below the last consolidation area where all, there was traders were happy for a pretty much balanced trade. This TPO from clear back here on the 23rd of February, or February, has still not been hit, this value area, nor the one above. So they have been definitely selling off, and you can see all these open POCs for the market profile and VPOCs up here, the volume point of control. So they're definitely selling it off, as the daily chart indicates. The 5-minute on the ES is same story pretty much as the NQ today. They brought it down, balanced it out overnight within range and value, and then brought it back to the close. And I suspect that's because they're all hedging and getting positioned for the non-farm this morning. Let's take a look quickly at the 5-minute NQ and see if you see it's pretty similar. The only difference is the value area low yesterday on the NQ was right quite a bit higher than the ES in relationship to the trading range, but the range was much higher, much wider range, and a much higher value area. So they're within value, within range, and they're traded above now. They're actually above settle and close. So there's actually a gap to the upside, but they've traded that back into the value area and range. So we will see how that plays out. Looks like some weirdness going on with the stream. I don't see any error messages here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, I don't know what the hell that means. I didn't change anything. In terms of video at all, bit rate or anything else. Maybe we just had a hiccup with the internet. That's entirely possible, I guess. Huh. That's kind of irritating. Hopefully the stream will be going out right. Anyway, the important thing for the morning so far is that we have the unemployment report in 10 minutes. That's a non-farm payroll. Our dashboard here for the $50,000 combine is average winning day, best day. We're still at 2 contracts. This has to go to 51,501 before it is, we're into the 3 contract area. And you can see the curve, and you can see the trades taken yesterday and where we are. So we have 10 minutes basically before the payroll. Now, if you're trading a combine or I think probably any of the funded, I don't know about the other funding companies, but with TopStep for sure, if you're a funded trader, you can't trade any of these kind of releases, especially non-farm or FOMC stuff. 1 minute you can't be. You've got to be flat 1 minute before until through the announcement and up until 1 minute after. So that's not a big problem here, of course, but we will see how this plays out. This is now the 5 minute NQ, the 5 minute ES, and the R20 range trigger. Wow, they're selling that off hard, and I didn't even notice that coming. I was going to try to take that when they got into this string here. See if we get a quick trade here, or a short one. Might be a little bit too late. Right at this resistance area here. Let's see if we can get a little bit out of it. The 1 standard deviation there is providing some support, as well as this area right across here. So I'm not thinking that's too good of an idea. Yeah, there we go. I think I've got some computer audio in the background here. We'll see if we do. Well, that's pretty frustrating. I was waiting for that until I started doing this pre-market, and then got sidetracked. I hope the stream is running all right. There's no excellent connection, it says, so that must have been a hiccup with the internet, I guess. Well, they're going to position now for the non-farm. Doggone, I'm sorry that I missed that. I was looking for that sell-off right there. The counter side of this, the 1 standard deviation seemed to be too tempting a support area for them. Just thinking we could get into this volume spike right here, but no worries. The night is young. So we're a mixed bag of got money coming into the equities now. We're positive 6.16%, so they've just crossed over the settlement to the upside. They're going to probably just dance right around settlement and the close until this non-farm hits. Very irritating. So the goal is to be able to trade tomorrow. That's your mission in life as a trader. And that can be done through proper risk management and adhering to your trading plan, like stop losses and targets. And that's why I use that bracket. I am still in the process of juggling that bracket a little bit, but see if we pick up a couple here now. If they're liking this, we might have. Well, now, come on. They should surely take it up past this volume area right here into this congestion. But maybe nobody's listening to me this morning here. Come on now. Have some horsepower, get some legs here, get some legs. A little better. There we go. There we go. Get that 10 ticks there. 10 points, I mean. Let's get 10 points. Come on. Get that 10 points. No, don't take that stop. Get that 10. 3 more ticks. Well, look at that. Can you believe it? 1 tick this. 1. There we go. All right, 10. So we got 10 points out of that one. We're back positive 40. And we're at 24 past the hour. So now we actually got a tick out of that. We got 41 ticks on that trade. This stupidity down here. But it is what it is. And then they continue to go. Took them a while to chew through that. Now they're going to just rip it up to rip it up another 10 points. But I'm pretty content to take 10 points out of these scalps, especially in the Globex. And I will be reminding myself that there are 3 positions when trading. There is long, short, and flat. And I am going to maintain the flat position now as we head into the non-farm or the unemployment report. Let's see what we see. Yeah, might be influenced by, by the unemployment report. Yeah, you think so? Well, they're expected to hold at 6.3%. 6.3%. Wow. And I don't have this is the Tradovate news feed, and I couldn't tell you how timely it is. It's accurate, I'm sure, but, you know, how timely it is. And trading the news event is not particularly advisable if you're concerned with risk management and capital management and capital preservation. So they're going to keep it right up here around the above the settle and above the close. And I can't get there from here. God darn, that's frustrating. So there's our close and settle. And now we're trading way in the heck up here. 50 points. 60 points. Well, we're going to take out we're setting, putting in a new Globe, or looking at the Globex high again. Be interesting to watch what happens when this number comes out. Identified some more very troubling anomalies with the charting yesterday. Took some screenshots and whatever else. And I don't know what to do about it, frankly. I've had a long talk with William Lin, who's the owner and founder of Lin Software, which is Investor RT. And he doesn't know why Tradovate doesn't provision for them to be able to link up. It's, TopStep has no problem with CQG or Rhythmic, either one. It seems to be a Tradovate issue. So hopefully he'll try to figure out something there, because the charting is just too funky. I had a couple of serious issues that I noticed yesterday, where the value area highs and lows and session high and session low varied quite a bit from the TPO, or the market profile charting, which is here, and over here on the trigger chart. So that's just basic stuff. I mean, you see, we had the poor lows here, 3 wide, and this took it out without any problem, and now we got a double low 2 wide down here. So I would not be surprised to see this get lower. And we have 1 minute till the report, so hook in and hang on. We'll see how Tradovate keeps up. If there's volume, there may not be. It may be a non-event. That I don't know, but we will definitely see. Hope to hell all this new audio gizmo is working properly, and that the had such a good result for so many days. I don't know what in the heck happened yesterday, but both feeds, the Globex, the Asia closed London Open feed, and also the stream around the just before and leading into and then just after the regular trading hours open. Video's perfect, and there we go. Video's perfect, and we got some action there. Look at the dance on the, wow, and the spread is wide. Look at that crater, and the spread is 8, 9 ticks. And there we go. There's non-farm payroll right there. So I would guess that the number is higher than 6.3. And you see, we don't have anything out yet on the news. So we're at 21:30. Another minute you could trade if you were so designed to do that, and you were on a TopStep count. Now that, that would have been a good thing to been able to trade if you were on the right side of it. There was 70 points. Definite volume here, and the gap is still, the spread is, Jesus Christ, look at the spread. It's 2 points, 8, 9 ticks spread. Wow. See that you can tell that the spread here is this green light and green highlighted area, and the red highlighted area, that's the inside bid for both. So when those two start to spread out, you can see how wide that spread gets. That's and how fast that's moving. You want to get on there and trade the dome. That's why they tell you to be flat, right down to VWAP. Bang, bang, bang. 31 minutes past the hour. You could trade now legally, no problem, if you want to. If you were a TopStep guy, you missed it. Obviously, the move was out of say 12.5, 12.500 down to 410. So it was 90 points. Wow, $1,800 on a one lot. That's pretty good. That's pretty good wages in a couple of seconds. What the hell was that? How long would that take? 9:30 to 9:32. So 2 minutes. The main sell-off was 80 points in 17 seconds. And here we go some more. Down to the POC now. Let's see if we get some more. Yep, there's another 10. All right. We shorted that one and then took it for 10. Legally, we're at 21.32. Little consolidation. I would suspect more downside just looking at this ES 5-minute. Whoa. Looking at the ES 5-minute chart here. Except they have come right to VWAP and now they're kind of holding off. So we might get a little bit of a take up to VWAP here. I think I'll put a resting there. I didn't quite get there. And we still don't have the news here from Tradovate. Might be influenced by the 6.3. Well, yeah, no kidding, it might be. So let's see how late the news is. It's 21:33 now, so it's 3 minutes past the announcement. And nothing yet. But I didn't notice any particular lag or delay on the part of Tradovate, but it was moving so damn fast against Jigsaw there that how the hell do you know? You know, I mean, if it could have been 5 ticks behind and I wouldn't have known it. Short again, maybe. I don't know. They could be. So if we look at this on the 5-minute chart, it's kind of interesting. See, they opened. This is yesterday's regular trading hours. They opened here and settlement, and then they just sold it off hard down to the bottom, exactly to almost to the tick. Well, I guess one ticked the range and the V bottom yesterday in the regular trading hours. And they wound it back up, and then they traded across POC, still within value and range. And then they brought it up past settlement so that all the old business was taken care of before the number. And interesting how they do that, I think. It's a story. If you can figure out what story they're telling, there you go. And I will give my usual Friday sermon here. It's Friday. You want to be absolutely sure and vigilant to conserve your emotional capital as well as your risk capital. Nothing worse than taking a big loser and then having to sit and think about it all weekend, and your significant other rub your nose in it and whatever else happens. But that depletes your emotional capital, and that's much harder to get back than your risk capital. So always beware of Fridays. I'm up $240 and I'm pretty happy with that. Unless some magical stuff happens at the open, I will probably not trade anymore today. And I'm debating whether I'm going to stand around. Well, it's only another hour. I guess I can stay on the stream. yesterday, I think where I screwed up was when I stopped the earlier stream and then restarted the again. Apparently, I didn't do something right there and ended up with no audio, which is quite disappointing because I went through the procedure for rolling contracts on Tradovate and pointed out some issues with the charting, and I'm going to try to do a voiceover, but it's not the most important thing in the world to me. So at this point, I have to get some. You can't do it with the YouTube editing software, so I have to, or with my streaming software. So I have to get a production something where I can record a voiceover, and then it's irritating because if I would have to post up another video completely, and it wouldn't be the live stream. So it's just a shame that I can't drop that audio track into the live stream, and then there it would all be. That's just really crazy that they do that. They're real conscious of copyright infringements and all that, so I guess they probably don't let you edit audio because somebody could slip in a copyrighted track, or I don't know what the hell their thinking is over there at YouTube, but they obviously make more money than I do, so they're thinking right. It's the golden rule. He who has the gold rules. Okay. Well, that was fun. I'm sorry I had that stupid little loser right there at the bottom. That would have been, that's 165 reasons why I'm sorry that happened. There are 2 for 3 trades. At 165, we'd have been quite nicely up over here and feeling good about life. Not that I feel bad about it at the moment, but 43 seconds there and the longest one, and 44 on the loser. So I let it play too much. I verbalized that it's taken too long, but I'm trying desperately to not overmanage my trades and let the bracket run. And I'm going to have to start just when I have the feeling that the time is, that it's taken too long to nail those. I could have nailed that in profit, actually. I could have closed that trade out in profit and then not had that drawdown here. But, hindsight again, those binoculars. Got some really nice hindsight binoculars. So we're back up here to and they're going to take it back to the top of this. Well, they're right now back at the open and settlement. 450, well, pretty damn close, 455. They're right back in there again. So they just a little bit of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 80 points on that one candle. Right there. 507 to 360, 370. Wow. $137 points. That doesn't sound right, is it? Oh yes, this is because I had not reset my range here to 10 ticks, and it was at 20. So yeah, that's 130 point candle. I was just counting the grid lines, which normally on my trigger chart and everywhere is 10 points. So that was my mistake. Sorry about that. Now, what the hell is this? Oh. But they're almost back up there where they started. So there we go, right back to the top. So there's 130 down, 130 up. Wow. Why didn't I shut up and trade long from here? And then just ride it up or off the VWAP? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, almost 90 points. I have got to get that into my ability. I think it's to take a wider view, I think. I'd love to have this be sitting down here with the 1800 instead of 200. Now they're going to take out a new high or what? Sure as hell. Look at the ES too. And still don't have any news out of Tradovate on that number. Oop, that's the wrong one. That's the chat. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, still no number. So they took it up, they took it down 130, up 130, and now what are they going to do with it? Make a lot of money on a Friday is what they're going to do with it, I'm guessing. I will take a break here and grab a glass of water, and everything seems to be working okay. And I was trying to figure out a way to put some music in the background, but I'm a little bit afraid of what's going to happen here. I'm going to try it and see if we get any. It's royalty-free music. Uh-oh, connection. So they dropped the connection on Jigsaw, and Tradovate dropped out. Not good. Reconnected, okay. That's crap times two, but that's not, I don't believe that's the, it's Friday night, it's a pandemic, and it's 10 o'clock on a Friday night in Southeast Asia, so every dog with a cell phone surfs up, so that could well be an internet issue as opposed to the wonder if I can play that. Oh, I had a good rendition there of a song I liked with a strong bass, which is an instrument I've played. Look at it go now. Gonna keep going up with that thing, or what are we gonna do? A little bit afraid to keep taking the top. It's not something I'm too keen to do, but this didn't look like any kind of an area to take a long off of. I don't know why they're doing this, to be honest with you. And I don't think I'm going to get involved with it. Just putting in a new Globex high, and where does that take us? Well, we're almost at the yesterday's. No, not even close. We're not even close to, Jesus, this is unhandy. Man, what's that now? Why aren't those going off this value area? That's all screwed up. That's not right even a little bit. Huh. And these should all consolidate and then at the close and then open. What's this volume profile doing here? And that's supposed to signify the open. And it's correct, it does, but the charting is not right. Oh, man. Just irritating. I think they're doing a good job trying, but they're not there yet. And unfortunately, it's money. My money. I can't believe that regular trading hours. Yeah, so long. Okay, it should be, that should be like this. Where they come down, zero out, and all start to recalculate. That's magical. Well, maybe not. Oh, no, actually not. When it switches to from the Globex, when it closes at 3:15 Central for that hour, then it shuts down, and then when it restarts at 5, then it starts up, and it will continue on through the open of the next regular trading session. So I guess I never spun back that far and looked at it, but that is correct. But why would you have to go back? So why can't you just wind this back and have it be there? That's the part I don't understand. Frustrating. Frustrating to me. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water and bio break. Look out the window, do some push-ups. Remember to take care of yourself. All right. Well, let's see if I can. I'm going to see if this plays. I'm going to trying out how to put some background music into the stream when I'm not talking or when I leave for periods of time. I'm going to try some royalty-free music here and see what happens. Just a short bit, a few. play with the settings here and see if I've got the volume, see if it works. First of all, I'm not a wizard about this whole, as I've said many times, my goal is not to be an internet star or a YouTube star. It's to be a successful trader. I use YouTube for my visual trading journal and a learning tool, and I hope that this stream provides some education or entertainment or value to other people, because I would love nothing better than to help other people achieve what I believe is the best opportunity. That's one of the best opportunities out there, and that's just to be a successful, consistently profitable trader. Jumps much more than expected, but they don't give the number. That's just stupid. Well, we'll see if that comes through on the audio. And if so, I'll experiment with it some more. And if not, and that was obnoxious, I apologize. I also believe that the settings should be picking up the stuff off the Tradovate, where, you know, like trade position closed and those kind of announcements, alerts. I want to see if I've got that part working so that I hear them in my headset, but I want to be able to hear them on the stream when I go back and look at what I was thinking about or doing. And not so much, obviously, when the trade closes or it stops out, I know that, but if I start using other alerts. So we got a pretty good chop range. They took it right back up and even higher than where they started for the big sell-off. And now they're just chopping it around, making everybody that making all these longs that got shook out right here regret it. Quite a bit of support right there, huh? So if you find value in the stream, and I hope you do, I hope you learned something. First of all, I always forget to say past performance is not indicative of future results, and I'm not a licensed to anything. I am just a trader like everybody else who's thinking out loud for my own benefit, because this is my visual virtual trading journal. So when I go back and go through these things, I want to hear what I was thinking in addition to see what I was doing. And I hope that that folks who listen to the stream can get some benefit out of it. And if so, click the subscribe button and like. And if you're interested to know when I go online, which is kind of not real set in stone. Sometimes, like here, I started at about 9 o'clock, so I was ahead of the non-farm payroll. And yesterday I was streaming on the Asia Close London Open, and then again at the regular trading hours open. And usually I do the regular trading hours, but if you're interested to know when I'm online, you can hit the bell button and get a notification. the more people we can get in the community, I think the more rewarding and positive it will be, because there'll be a more dynamic exchange of ideas instead of a less of a one-way conversation. And so where we are so far is we're 3 trades, 66% profitable, and we're 80% expectancy. Gross P&L is down there. You can always see that. You can tell if I'm in a trade right here by the position number, and unfortunately it always does dollars, so you can't change this to ticks or points, which irritates me, but whatever, you know. Is right there, so it shows profit and loss in the trade, and this is net or gross. And the trades were right here. Took a stupid short right there, thinking we were going to drop down. If I'd have just gone long on that, I'd have been pretty proud of myself. And then we got a 10 point there, positive. Ahead of the non-farm payroll, this was the consolidation just ahead of the unemployment number, and then the sell-off to the unemployment number and down again. After the 1 minute, the TopStep rule is you must be flat 1 minute before through the announcement and until 1 minute after. And so at 32 and a half or 33 minutes, I jumped on this little bit here and took another 10 points. So that's where we are. And then I wasn't clever enough to trade the pullback. Got to get used to, got to be a little more flexible. This is a pretty good trading range if somebody's into scalping those. This is, 30 points, not exactly a scalp, 20 anyway. But these ranges right here, some guys are good at hitting that. I'm a little bit apprehensive about them myself. After they've hit a couple of times, I start thinking they're going to break and fall through. And of course, we don't have, these are the regular trading hours market profile and volume profile. And this line is the active trade price or the current trade price. So I don't plot the TPOs for the overnight because it's just, I find this chart a little bit easier to manipulate and to see. It's nice to be able to just pop it open and see where we are over the long run. It's almost like looking at a daily chart. You can get a pretty good view of what's happened there, and you don't have to see the numbers of you don't have to see the letters for the profiles. But you can certainly see where our consolidation areas used to be and how they've sold off, and then they reconsolidated, and now they're selling down through here. But yeah, we still have all of these untested POCs and VPOCs above. So see where that takes us. And nothing down below nothing from nothing that's been left unaddressed, except we do have a poor low right here. We had no, we didn't. There's a one there. I didn't see that one. I was looking a minute ago. I thought that was a flat 4. Anyway, this is a poor low. There's no excess. So essentially, we're trading right around mid, and this is the market profile POC, this red line here, and this fuchsia or whatever that thing is, violet, is the VPOC or volume POC from yesterday's regular trading hours, and this green background box is the value area. for the market profile, and this is the value area for the darker blue is the value area for the volume profile. So I find that chart, easy to read and comfortable, and I can get a big picture in a hurry. And I traded market profile for some time before, so it's familiar to me also. And now what are you saying? Yeah, really. Stocks and futures fluctuate as traders react to the jobless. Well, yeah, duh. That's what always happens. And now look at it go. Now they're going to rip it up. Rip it up. So they're back to half back here, and there's this. You see, yesterday had a big. I thought there were some singles yesterday. I hope the hell this is charting right. I don't pay much attention to this other than just a cursory glance like we're doing now. But I did notice that there was some big discrepancies between the volume area high, volume area low, and the same over here on this chart. So that worries me. Worries me a lot. Five-minute ES and the 20 range NASDAQ, which is kind of the trade or trigger chart. And if you're new to the stream, I don't have typical indicators. This is VWAP. This is 1, 2, and 3 sigma or standard deviations above VWAP and the same below. And this is the POC, cumulative delta, and relative volume. That's it. And when we go to switch from the Globex profile is these shades of gray. And when we go to the regular trading hours, this is darker blue, this is light blue like we have here. And there's a gold bar plotted at or yellow bar, gold bar plotted at the value area low and high. Other than that, that's what it is. And the chart, they just keep going. They going to take it up to the figure there, are they? The 6, or what are they going to do? I would be a little apprehensive to get in there, but, this is now collapsed to 20 points, remember? So every one of these numbers is 20 points. So that's 40 points right there. That's pretty, there's 80 points. Oh, 90 points on that pullback. And with hindsight binoculars on, it looks so easy to have gotten on that. Okay, so just the thinking would be, okay, here's the range, or just trade the range, and here's a bottom, here's a bottom, here's a bottom, here's a bottom, and back up. So you hit this bottom, back up, and then you just keep riding it. Might shake you out here, but the theory with people that use trailing stops is when it comes up here and then it moves up, you bring your stop up here. Then it comes to here and moves up, you bring your stop here. And it does the same thing, and you bring your stop up here, and so now you're still riding it. Well, you would have probably done the same to here, so you'd have gotten about 80 points out of it so far, and taken essentially no heat. I mean, it popped that bottom and hasn't been back. So I have to get a wider view or something so I can do that. Set a different bracket up so I can do something like that. I got to get bigger moves. That's the key to building the account. The asymmetrical trades where you have a much greater win to loss ratio. That's the important part. That's how I build the account, I think. I think that's part of the key. But you have to have a good entry point, like right here. So if you're going to enter here, you put your stop right down there and say, okay, if it gets there, I'm wrong. You know, because it hadn't been down there all these trips. That's the thinking, I think, that the mindset that needs to be in. And here they go again some more. They're going to take it up to 600, sure as the world. Or at least, yeah, well, 600, because they're approaching Sigma 3. And we're still, oh, well, we're 20 minutes before the open here. Wait a minute, yeah, 20 minutes before the regular trading hours open. Be interesting to see what the hell they do with it there. Whether those guys decide they want to replay and replay the number and run it down and back up again. That'd be kind of cute, clever. There we go, 600, sure as the world. Sure as the world, they're going to take it right up there to the figure, the century figure, 600, right at the Sigma 3. Yeah. So need some sort of, I don't know what, attitude adjustment or something so that I can do those. Okay, let's see where we are now. Well, quite a bit more of a risk-on posture. Let's see what's happening here. We got money moving into crude. We got money moving into the metals and energies pretty much. What happened to gold? Should be off, yep. So they're going to risk-on posture pretty much across the board here. Grains and softs I don't ever look at, so I don't know much about them. Live cattle is always kind of interesting because live cattle, because I grew up on a cattle and horse ranch in Montana. So that at one point in time, that was a big deal to us. That number right there. We didn't farm anything, so we never dealt with grains or any of the softs. $12,455, and they are substantially past that bad boy by 150 points. So well, we already knew that stuff, didn't we? We already talked about that. The bigger picture. So how do you see the bigger picture? Some people talk about, some of the TopStep guys, Hogue and what's this bucket, the other kid there, Don or Doug or whatever it is. They talk about using bigger, higher time frames. I'm not sure. Man, that is some kind of a V bottom and volatility, isn't it? Look at that. Wow. That's pretty special there. The thing that I find, or I haven't figured out yet, or haven't understood, or whatever the proper terminology would be, is how you manage your risk closely with such wide candles, because higher time frames, because you don't see the movement. You'd have to, okay, like for example, 82. So 82, that's 12 ticks, right? So 8 ticks is right about there. That's my normal stop loss. Well, here it's easier to do it this way. Let's say we want to put a long right there. Well, you see where the stop loss is? You got to be spot on. You got to really pick those spot on in order to, your trade entry's got to be spot on in order to have your stop loss work. And that's how you control your risk capital and your trade risk, as I understand it. I mean, that's what I understand so far. Now, if you were taking a trade where one of those deals where, okay, at the close of this bar, you go long, for example, all right? So if you did that, you'd be long there, and you'd be stopped out there. You'd be stopped out. So, unless you widen that stop out to 12 or 15 points, and then that looks to me like that doesn't look to me like good risk to reward. Except here we go now. Gonna go up here. They did crack that 600, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, and now they're going higher. And we've got 15 minutes before the open. Could take a trade, but it doesn't look too. Why? Where are they going, Where are they going? Well, they could be going right back up here to taking this wick. So they could be back up here at another 650, say, where this support area and all these wicks are. They might be right at the top of their game right now. That's what I would say. These are where I was picking the targets to the downside all week, starting with this wick, first this one, and then this wick, and then these tops. And then yesterday I pointed out that this looked like the next stop here, and that's just where they went. So I will enjoy watching this off my $240 and down there, and see what happens. Let them mess with this for a while at the open, and remember to conserve your risk and your emotional capital. And I hope that the damn audio is working. It looks like it is. The bars are jumping back and forth there and whatnot. So, and I'm also curious to hear how that music worked. I have some music on that starting soon screen, but I didn't know exactly how to balance things, and it's real soft. So I've got to redo that at some point. I was thinking that I might just be able to have a different music setup so I could display different music for the starting soon and any kind of breaks or something like that, and I could not have it necessarily be pre-recorded. But YouTube is real big on this copyright, and must have some sort of well, of course they've got an amazing algorithms, but I mean, obviously they don't listen to anything. It's all done by code, and they flag it's been, that it's a copyright infraction in violation, and pull down the video and do all kind of stuff immediately. So that they've got computers that somehow know all of the I can't even imagine how they do it. They can't possibly know the parts of all the songs in the world. I mean, that's that's pretty amazing. I can't believe it. I don't know. That must be one hell of an algorithm. And a phenomenal database. I mean, if you pull the center out of a copywritten song, instrumental, and played it for 3 minutes, it's pretty incredible that they can spot that and flag it. Pretty incredible. And they apparently do. I've not had that. I had it happen once early on when I had some music that I had put on that starting soon that was off a site that said duty, royalty free or whatever, and they said that it wasn't, so I changed it, and it's been fine ever since. But yeah, pretty weird. Pretty weird. 10:20, pretty close to 10:20. Quite an exciting ride on the non-farm payroll or the unemployment report. 130-point swing both ways. Some people made a good pile of money, I would imagine. When you consider 100 points is $2,000 on a one lot. One of the funded traders on TopStep has a 41 or 2 or 3 or something like 42 maybe or $3,000 day. And he's just an average. They did a trader, whatever they call it, trader interview or like a podcast thing with him. I forget what they call them. They have a nickname for those ones for funded traders. And he's just a normal, real basic normal guy from Colorado. I mean, he's worked with his brother in a landscape business, I mean, not any super educated finance guy or anything like that. Just what you used to call a blue collar person. I don't know whether that's politically correct even anymore or not, but not a highly educated or finance educated guy or anything like that. And he's consistently making money, and his highest day, which is what they talked to him about, was $41,300 a few months ago. So it's definitely doable. What he has is trading skills. That's the great part about trading. Anybody that applies themselves can develop the skills. And if you master, as he pointed out, which is obvious, you got to master risk management. You can't be throwing 10 contracts around and not have good risk management, or you're going to be blown up quicker than you can say boo. And here we go, consolidating into the let's get ready to open. Maybe not. Pretty funky looking profile there for the overnight. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's from 620 to 320. 300 points in the overnight. The Globex. 300 points. Wow. That's some volatility's back, boys and girls. That's for darn sure. And that's a good thing, because that's how we make money. Let's see. I think I forgot to put that up there. What's the... oh, wait a minute. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Why didn't that work? There we are. Oh, way. Now it's at 27.5. Funny, this delay that YouTube puts in the video. Now you guys are just now looking at the VIX chart, and I have shut it down and I'm back to something else. So that's very definitely why you don't want to try to copy trades here, because there's a substantial delay on the stream. Certainly nothing that I've done or intended to do. It's implied by YouTube, absolutely. But you know, that's a real could chop you up pretty bad. 5 minutes to the open. So manage your risk. Remember, it's Friday. Emotional capital is king. And your goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow, or in this case, Sunday night or Monday. This is Jigsaw. It will reset at the open. And we hope that Tradovate stays together and doesn't get funky. Last Friday was a flipping disaster. I was testing out this music thing earlier before the stream, and now I got a old favorite song of mine stuck in my head. I can't get rid of it. Here we go here. What are we going to do, boys? Going to take her down? Would certainly imagine that they might be considering running past all this low volume back down here. 3 minutes to the open. And I can't bring it back to get my references from before, so that's pretty annoying. Anyway, I think this one might. Yeah, so on the 5 minute, we can see the close and the settlements up here at 55. The close is down here. We're way in the hell up here. But value area is still above us, and range is way above us. And assuming these are correct. And we're over here right now. And as high as we are in the scheme, here's our settle and close. POC just below value area low from regular trading hours. Where'd the POC go? Here we are. The value or the regular trading hours POC is 450, right pretty much where they were trading through all of this. And then here's our non-farm payroll extravaganza and the bounce. So hook in and hang on. It's 1 minute to showtime. Let us see what we see. 300-point swing range in the Globex. Wow. Wow. 24, 451. I still have to start noting down the open interest so that I can keep track of the changes there. Maybe I'll do an indicator so I can just plop that down here and do that. Do it, captures it every time. Little consolidation area here at the 85 mark, just going into the open. And we're open. And we're off to the races, to the top. Opening swing, wow. Above that century figure and now back down again. You can see our POC and value and VWAP here. Now this is calculated from now, from the beginning of this trading session. Our open is down here at 82.75. What are they doing? Well, they're right back to half back from yesterday. And my guess is that'll hold them and they'll bounce up a little bit. But I think, well, they're, sorry, heck, they got a poor high and a poor low, according to this view. Now, I could swear when we expanded this and took a look, there was one tick of excess on the bottom of this yesterday's TPO, but maybe I'm going to focus on trading this, not. So we've done our opening swing to 606 and our 550, say, so 50 points, 55-point swing, opening swing range there. Our range is about 40 points from value area high to value area low. POC's parked out at 55 or 65, I'm sorry. And they're pushing that lower. This point of volume point of control could well end the market profile point of control could well be a target or a magnet or whatever you want to call it. And on the ES, you see we have a big volume area here and low volume node and maybe target here. We can turn that back on over here. You see it doesn't play out here because now they're filling out this volume. You remember how this was just all low volume all the way up. So they're repairing all of that. And there's no excess to the downside yet. They have not taken out the regular trading hours high. Certainly haven't taken out the low. So the regular or the Globex stat is still in place. And I have not figured out why they have this damn overlap here. That is just not right. I'm sure that's a miscalculation. Because I don't set these I don't set these sessions up. These come this way from Tradovate, so that's haywire. The time is right, but this should not stick over here like this by a minute. Yeah, we're getting some excess down here now. I would say they'll hit this POC down around 469 maybe. Test the 1 sigma. Don't forget that that's still way above the the VWAP from the Globex. There's our 1 sigma test and bounce. They're putting some volume in down here too. They could well bring that POC and value area down quickly. I don't think I'm going to push my luck here. I think I'll just watch the market and be content on my Friday here. We're 5 minutes into the market. Trading towards the close and settle from yesterday. There we are. 55 is, well, we just passed it. 55 was settlement. 455. I'm sorry, we're still 100 points off. I was thinking it was 5. Let's see if we catch another one here.
Stop filled.
Nope. Well, see, I should have listened to myself. Why did that do that? It looks so close. Huh. Irritating. Well, they just got to the top of that POC. They didn't get through it. I was thinking they would target that volume area there. Boy, I'm getting damn good at picking these bottoms. That's kind of frustrating. And they bring value area down there just after I've gotten in. Huh. That's no good. That's irritating as hell.
Order filled. Stop filled.
So there we had our 10 points there on that quick rundown for a stop run. No, that wasn't 10 points. I'm sorry. That's only that was the bracket hitting, but it there was slippage on the bracket, so it made a few extra points. It made $20 extra or 10 extra ticks. ES is in sell mode. We don't have sellers here yet in the NASDAQ. Still haven't hit this VPOC or the VWAP yet. I'm hesitant to jump back on another one of those. I got pretty lucky over here and just tried it to swing again. And the twice now. Right when I get out, the volume the value area jumps right down to my exit point. Same exact story here. That's pretty funny. Not funny, haha, but funny, strange. So I'm thinking that I'm sorry that this damn thing happened right here. Had that value area moved, I would have not taken that trade, of course. I would have looked at a value area bounce and then the POC rejection. But they've taken out the VPOC and they're just right on top of the market profile POC right now from yesterday's trade. So look at those spikes. What do you suppose it is about these points that are so attractive to trade? It's funny, isn't it? Curious, interesting, whatever. Pick a word. 10:30. 10:40. They're shooting up all over the place here. Boy, I wish I could get that song out of my head. I would guess now, well, POC just came down, so I'm not going to be too interested in that. But if they go across this and get up across this value area in the POC, it's likely that they'll trade across this low volume node up. But now they're going to sell it down to value area low, probably. I still haven't figured out what these nodes or these big, long volume spikes are all about. But they are definitely there. Well, let's see if they're going to respect this volume value area low. Well, a little bit early. Yes, they did, but a little early. They took this node for the bounce instead of the value area. Huh. But there was the 10-point easy on the rest, and the POC is jumping down with it. So they're moving value and range lower. So there's a lot of long time longs that are not enjoying this whole idea, I'm guessing. They still haven't got down here even close to this tweezer bottom though, so they got a lot of range to play with there. It's 300 points. I mean, just clear as a bell. 320 points. What do you want? 300 point swing on the Globex. That's pretty great. That's the kind of volatility we need to have stick with us. And here we go for new low in the VWAP. And they pulled value area down again. Didn't even blink at the VWAP. Maybe. Gonna say they didn't even blink. They definitely ran by it though. Right now on the POC, VPOC from yesterday, up to the POC again on this trading session. So had we taken this and they brought the value, they're just pulling this value down amazingly quick, and POC's following behind it. They don't seem to have any desire to trade higher. And they don't have too damn far to go to get across value. They could take it across this low volume area up to this next spike pretty easy. Or not. The thing about the NASDAQ that I've noticed when the volatility picks up and it's good trading like this is they'll slop a lot. Like they'll slop past, what is this? 55, 6 ticks, points, I'm sorry. 5 or 6 points past these references. So that's why that's why I question being able to trade off a higher time frame for myself because of the risk management. Now we're at a point that we should trade across this up to here. We did this one, as I pointed out, we might want to do. But right there, look at that. Spot on. Why? What is so magical about that spot? Twice now, 3 times. ES is at a big volume, high volume node, and they're pretty much hung on that. We're got the POC down here. I'd love to see those boys bang across here and then just jump on along right up to this node or the, well, if I'm dreaming, I might as well take it up to the value area high, I guess. But now they're going to just keep running it down, and the ES is coming off with it towards the value area low. Same idea. And they're stuck right now on yesterday's POC is what they're doing. You can see them just trading back and forth across it here and building a lot of volume right on top of the POC. The profile POC or market profile POC as opposed to the value or volume area profile. Volume POC, volume area VPOC, volume POC, point of control. Wow, there's 4. Boom, 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 boom. Something pretty magical there, and POC keeps jumping up. There we go. But not much of a there we go. They got right up here and right where I got total less than a minute ago. Half back, very, very dangerous area. That's one. So they traded it up to the 1 sigma, which I think I talked about a little while ago when we were dancing around down here, and I said I'd love to have them go across this volume area, low volume node, and up to here, and then while I'm dreaming, take it to 1 sigma or the value area high. Looks like the 1 standard deviation was good enough for them. Okay, so I'm going to enjoy my Friday night here. I'm going to pull the stream down at the top of the hour. That will be a couple hours on stream. and $275 unless I do something great in the next little while, but I'm not feeling real risky here. I'm feeling like keeping that emotional capital and risk capital intact, even though some of these moves are nice and the volatility's back, which is just wonderful. Look at that go. Huh. $463 doesn't mean much to anybody over here that I can see. It's pretty much spot on the POC from yesterday. Well, they didn't pay any attention to VWAP or value area low, so I'm pretty darn glad I didn't have a resting order in there, which I was thinking about. Look at them go now. Wow. Why? ES took the value area or the VWAP bounce, and value area low is right down on VWAP now. They are just trading this baby, that's for sure. And I'm not focused enough to get on that. I was busy looking around at something over here, and they were already through VWAP and value area low. Well, they got quite a long ways to go before they get down here to the Globex low. Wow. $305. So they're saying, calling this now, this is indicating that this is the Globex POC. And that is some kind of range, isn't it? That's pretty amazing. Pretty darned amazing. Some fast moves here right up to this support areas or these resistance areas. Now they're going to put in another top zone down here, and what are they going to do with that now? But if I just if you're awake and switched on and you think fast and not slow, if you just start grabbing some of these lows, I would never want to trade from POC out. But if they grab some of these lows and to bounce 2 or 3 times, that's a pretty, two things happen. You've got a good opportunity to trade. That's a mean reversion trade back towards the center. And second of all, you've got a good asymmetrical trade location because, you know, if it gets below here, you're wrong. No question about it. So that's my thinking. And there you are, wrong. See? That's the problem with these. Once they test them about 3 times, the first test is the best, as the old saying goes, and that's after they've tested them 2 or 3 times, they'll push through. And now they'll put a chop zone in down here probably. a lot of money to be made today, but I'm just not a little bit tired, and it's a little bit Friday, and I'm sort of thinking 275 is going to work pretty good. Thornton is just, look at that falling off of there, though. That is just beautiful, beautiful thing. My basic trading nature is short. Whether that says something about my psychological state, I don't know, but I've always found things come down a hell of a lot quicker than they go up. Now, obviously tonight around that non-farm, it went down 130 and back up 130 in a matter of 5 minutes, but generally I find that it goes down quicker than they go up. So for some reason I've always had a propensity to short. As you know, I definitely trade both directions, no problem, but always try to maintain it. So I'm trading, in this case, would be long idea back towards the value area, back to a mean reversion. But when it's selling off and basically a trend, when you got this kind of thing going on in the ES and a similar on the 5-minute chart here for the NASDAQ, that's a downtrend. So you don't want to be catching a knife or jumping in front of a train. And when they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tests, you can figure that's probably going to go through, and there it goes. Now the swings are getting good, so when there's a double bottom like that, if you're quick, you can hit that button and catch that bounce and have your bracket set up, or just keyboard it, one of the two. Problem with these kind of things is they run it up a little and make it look like it's going, and then it's just a head fake and they come the other way. And after 2 tests, they're more likely, in my opinion, likely to go further down rather than up, but we'll see. Yeah. Sigma 1 didn't even blink. ES is just coming hard. Yeah, they didn't even blink their eyes at Sigma 1. And they have taken out the value area low from yesterday, and I assume they're looking at these poor lows down here. And they've got a string of nothing going on here in the volume area, basically a string of singles. So they're going to keep shorting this thing. They're going to keep going down, I would say. 5-minute there is going to look just like the ES, almost identical. Certainly identical in pattern. Right down to this bunch of consolidation and the lows in the from the non-farm, and those value area lows, and the lows, early open lows is where they put in the bottom on the Globex. That's pretty interesting. At 9 o'clock in the morning, they open at 7 o'clock on this chart indicator here. My Globex open is at 7 a.m. over here, so that's 2 hours and change. They open, they put that bottom in, and traded up the rest of the night until they got to the world famous unemployment number, and now they've brought this down within a eyelash of those lows right here and the POC. So how would you trade that off that 5-minute candle? Beats the hell out of me. And a couple of minutes. Oh, there we go. So now this looks a little different over here. They've come back across the value area low into some lower volume over here. You would think that would tend to be a magnet up here at VWAP, but not sure that has much to do with it anymore. I'm not sure that has much to do with it. All right. So it's the top of the hour. I am going to call the stream at this point. I wish you the best of luck. If you are trading, be careful. It's good volatility, good opportunity to make money, but manage your risk. Remember, it's Friday. Emotional capital is all important, and your goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow. If you can continue to do that, your edge will have an opportunity to manifest itself. You'll have enough sample trades or samples in your data set to have your edge manifest, and you will be a consistently profitable trader, which is the goal. And they're going to bring the POC down here pretty quick, which would probably jump that value area low down. Go across here now. I'm tempted to take a long, so that's why I'm going to not do that. Have a great weekend. Trade safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Take care of yourself, your family, your health. You know, it doesn't do you any good to be a good trader if you're dead. So, best of luck. We're 60% profitable. 2 losers, 3 winners. $1.60, $1.56 net. 275 gross. Longest time in a trade was, longest winning trade was 1 minute 23 seconds, and longest loser was 44 seconds. So that's pretty good. Oh, there we came back to VWAP. Well, and I said I was thinking about taking it long. I should have. There's a lot of wiggling going on here. For example, took that one long right there, you'd be real close to stopping out. The VWAP resting short was been a good one, but with this kind of volatility in that non-farm day, it's who the hell knows. Like right now, they could blow right through VWAP again and head back for the POC. So if you had real deep pockets, the idea is you'd have taken a trade down here someplace on any one of these lows back for a mean reversion and put your stop down below the market. But I don't know how you can have 40 or 50 point stop. That just, I don't see how that works with the account sizes and the, see, there's a $1,000 daily risk limit or loss limit with this particular combine. So you cannot possibly take a stop greater than 50 points, because right there you're stopped out and you got to reset the combine, right? So you can't even be half of that and have any kind of risk management on. So that's, 2 points, 2.5 points. That's, I mean, 25 points, sorry, not 2.5, 25 points. So that's what doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I'm going to have a great weekend. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay healthy, stay safe. If you're trading, remember to manage your risk. This is a top zone wedge. See how they're falling down and coming up. So they're planning to do something there. This is a consolidation off of all these highs. Right along here, look at all that. Boom, 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 boom. So be careful. And then there's a consolidation up here. So if they get through that, you've got a pretty good shot up here to the POC or maybe the value area high, but I'm not going to be part of that. I'm going to go get some rest and start my weekend work. So trade safe. All the best.